Hey guys, what's growing? It's Heather at Push Puppy Farm, and today we're going to do some garden chores. So we had those couple warm days about a couple weeks ago, and now it's just been cold. It's been cold. Today is the first warm day with sun, so I'm out here to do some garden chores. Our spring flowers that I planted back in the fall, they're still doing well, but the summer stuff, as has been all season, is just still really far behind. So literally nothing I can do about that. That's just the weather. Okay, so today we are going to I have to work on this Florida weave system. I tried stringing up the other day another line, and I ran out of twine, so only one side is strung up, so I need to do the other side, and then I need to do some pruning down below to make sure that the tomatoes are disease-free and they can put more of their energy into their fruits. And then I have other tomatoes that I need to go on and stake because they're getting too big and unwieldy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull out the feverfew because it's mostly done, and I want to free up that bed space because I have some new stuff to plant. Well, the tomatoes are now taken care of. I didn't have to prune that much, but you can see since it's been chilly, I mean, we do have some fruits. These are Amish paste, but there's not a lot of foliage. So obviously it's enough foliage to give them the strength to flower and start to produce some fruits. This is a sun gold right here. So is this, but usually these are much more dense in their foliage, but I'm just gonna keep going with it. There's nothing else I can do. I mean, they're healthy, they're not diseased, so hopefully things will keep going as they are. There's some flowering here and more here on these trusses. I don't remember which variety. This is Celebrity Plus, so it's a big beefsteak tomato. Yeah, so we'll just see how it goes. The marigolds are thriving. Look at this variety here. Isn't that so cute? They're doing their job. They are acting as a trap crop for any insects or pests that might cause a problem with the tomatoes. And things are looking okay. Over in this bed though, I gotta show you, the dahlias are very happy because this kind of weather they actually really like. So dahlias are from the mountains of Mexico, so they don't want it to be scorching hot. In fact, they will stop blooming if it gets scorching hot. The way our weather has been, this is Diva right here, has been great for them. So yeah, you know, it's a trade-off. Now these tomatoes don't need staking really yet, but I am going to go ahead and pop a few stakes in with these. They are sun golds. So yeah, I'll get those done. And then these are all the beans that we direct sowed and the corn. So I'm very happy about that. Those are dragon tongue beans and they're bush beans. And then this is white sugar corn and this is honey cream. But they're all germinated, they're coming up, they look good. So that makes me real happy. Now this weird assemblage, normally I don't make a teepee for tomatoes, but the ground here was so hard, I could not get those stakes in very deep. So I opted to put them on an angle, tie them up to make a much stronger support. It's hard to shake this thing now. And then I tied up the individual tomato plants to the stakes. So, you know, I'll have to keep an eye on those guys, but I think they're doing all right. Oh, and this corn is starting to tassel. So that's good. There's only a couple ears, a couple of plants that came up well in here. So we'll see if we actually get some ears off of this. Okay, so the next step is going to be to clear out all the feverfew. You know, some of this, yeah, kind of from a distance looks white, but you can see it's like, it's brown and fading, and it's not even worth drying at this point. So I'm going to cut all the rest of this down, cut these off at the roots. Now, yes, some of these I might leave because those will come back. You see that? So I might leave some of these guys, but I do want some of this bed space because I'm going to put a little batch of peppers in here. So I'm also going to take these starflower. I'll take all of them away and I'll save the pods because I'm drying those. So we'll clear up some. Okay, y'all, it's the next day, next morning. It's early. My camera just kept overheating until it refused to work at all. So I gave up and I did a whole bunch of other things like building bouquets and stuff yesterday. So it is still early morning. It's about 9:30, not as early as I wanted. But for the last hour, I've been revamping the chickens' coop, setting up their dust bath, got a better system for the water to keep it more in the shade. Today, we're gonna get near 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and I will definitely have to be adding ice blocks to their water. We actually freeze ice in big chunks, like, you know, Tupperware size containers in the freezer so that we can add to the water and it'll slowly keep it nice and cold. But today is my 53rd birthday. And look what I got for my 53rd birthday. The first egg. So cute. It's tiny. They're always small when they first start, apparently. I have no idea who laid it. It is a light brown egg, so it could be Flo. It could be Wanda. Those are the two, that's the Americana. Those are the two that are squatting the most. You get anywhere near them and they're like, squat. So I'm suspicious that it's one of those two. Some of the others are starting to squat as well, but the Easter eggers I think are a ways behind and they lay blue eggs, so I know it's not one of them. Everybody else in here is a brown egg layer, except there is one Cuckoo Moran and she lays dark brown eggs. So very exciting. So now, I mean, of course, we're getting ready to go away. That's one thing I didn't tell you guys. In a couple of days, 4 days, we are leaving on a 2-week trip. It's our summer vacation. It's a lot later this year. Usually I like to take it right after the kids get out at the end of May. We usually like to do the first 2 weeks of June because not as much is exploding in the garden. Then I have the rest of the summer to work on the summer stuff. But we had Aiden had summer school, Dylan had some stuff, Mike had some stuff, and so we weren't able to go until now, the last 2 weeks of July. So that is actually going to be rough. It's always hard to leave the farm because everything's blooming and I want to be here to harvest, but it's going to be fun. We're going to Italy, so don't expect any garden videos, really. If there's garden videos, they will be Italian gardens that we see while we're there. and I'll probably do a bunch of shorts, but basically all I'm gonna have is my phone. So the quality of videos won't be as good, but that's all right, right? So anyway, I was getting the chicken coop ready for the pet sitters who take care of our cat, but also have lots of experience with chickens. And so this will be all set up for them. But before I go on deliveries this morning, and I have quite a few, I need to get this feverfew out like I talked yesterday. So I'm gonna get that done before it gets too hot today. And I am gonna save some of the stuff that looks like it's gonna rebloom, but I wanna get all of this part cleared so that I can plant peppers. So the peppers that I've already planted are limping along because they were started from seed and they've been sitting out here in cold weather up until now. So I have a few that I bought from our local nursery that are much bigger than what I planted from seed. So I'm gonna pop those in the ground and hopefully we'll get a variety of peppers this year. We're supposed to be heading back into more normal temperatures now, which means heat, super low humidity, and fire danger, but you know, it's always something. All right, I'm gonna get started on clearing this because I really do have a crunch time schedule today. Okay, much better. So I've got some room down here, which would be shaded by these remaining feverfew, which actually the peppers would like. And then this whole space right here, which is about 5 feet of bed space for other peppers. Now, I'm not gonna put them in right now. I'm actually gonna do it this evening because if I put them in now, they're gonna struggle because it's gonna get real hot today. So I'm gonna leave them in their pots up in the dappled shade up by the garage. And then this evening, once it cools down a little bit, I'll come out, I'll add a layer of compost and some starter fertilizer and pop those guys in. Okay, I'm gonna go get my deliveries done. And then when it's cool this evening, we'll finish this video by planting those peppers. Okay, it's still pretty warm out here, but it is almost 5 o'clock. And the area that I'm about to transplant into is almost shaded. So let me show you the peppers that we've got, and I think they'll fit perfectly here in this little spot. I have a serrano. I think I have 2 padrones and 2 serranos. Yeah, so I have 2 padrones. This padrone actually already has some fruits on it, so does this one, which is nice. I have 2 serranos, and then I have this one, which is called chores from the Basque region of Spain. It's a sweet pepper, usually dried to make paste for true Spanish chorizo, which is awesome. So I actually really love that flavor. So this one already also has a pepper on it. However, it feels almost like, I don't know, the stem's not split. I don't know, we'll see how that one goes. So I'm gonna go on and pop these in the ground here. I'm gonna add some tomato and vegetable food to each hole. I don't have compost to put on top yet because I didn't get it out of the compost pile yet, but I'll do that tomorrow morning. So and then I will mulch them with straw. So let's get started. So harvested some lettuce. I already have a bunch inside, but the kids and I are gonna have a nice cold salad with some chicken and lots of veggies for dinner. Mike has been gone for about 4 days. He is climbing Mount Rainier. They actually summited today, so I'm looking forward to seeing some photographs from there. They spent last night at, I think, at 11,000 feet, and then got up at 4 o'clock this morning to climb the ice chute to summit Mount Rainier. I don't know which route they took, and I'm no good beyond about 10,000 feet. I get super sick, so I'm not good mountaineering material. Anyway, so that's what we're doing for dinner. Like I said, we're leaving for Italy in about 4 days, and I'll still be posting, but they will be different kinds of videos. Try to stick to as much garden content as possible, and we'll just see where our adventures take us. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden. You're enjoying your summer, and I'll see you in the next one.